AskReddit by Saucy Sally. How do some people stay in shape when they don't work out or lift? What do you mean by in shape? Truly fit or just skinny? Also, there are people that don't work out or lift, but that have very physically demanding jobs lifestyles. My mother, for example, never work out or lift, but she's a beekeeper. She takes care of a big garden and handles 2 massive dogs. She's in great shape. I remember Mike Tyson saying there was a big difference between being in shape and conditioned. He said it was the difference of looking good in your clothes and being able to do some athletic activity. Made sense. Diet is 70%. Yep. Had to eliminate sugary drinks and fast food because it's too fucking expensive. I'm not standard hottie. I don't exercise and work from home. Still, I've gone from overweight to the weight that's reasonable for my height. By everything else they do in life. Haven't been to a gym in 2 years. Other than the pointless bottom 2 abs, I've maintained everything. Live activity and eat responsibility. They aren't in shape. They are just not fat. Carrot. I don't work out, but I do love walking. It can be as little as 10 minutes or up to 7 hours, but I try to fit in a nice outdoor stroll at least every other day. That, plus I have a pretty small appetite and a fast metabolism, and eat somewhat healthily. Walking burns only about 20% less than running over the same distance. Since it's lower intensity, it doesn't hit your appetite like moderate to high intensity cardio does. Walking is a great weight management tool. Edit, on top of its other benefits. 1. Diet. 2. Metabolism. 3. People who fidget a lot burn an additional 300 calories per day. 4. People who sweat more often also burn more calories. 5. Skinny fat people who tend to store excess fat in their organs and not the subcutaneous, under your skin, regions. Number 5 can be very dangerous. X. Subcutaneous fat in the liver. A combination of one or more of these things. They consume a reasonable amount of calories most of the time, meaning they eat what they use and not more most of the time, eat a variety of nutritious foods, have high levels of non-exercise activity thermogenesis, they tend to fidget and move around a lot subconsciously, which burns quite a few extra calories, and they have an active lifestyle, which could be a job that requires a lot of movement or hobbies that require regular movement. Manual labor. Lifestyle. I used to skip the gym, never consciously watch what I eat, or really actively think about my health at all. However, I loved me a steaming plate of broccoli and chicken, went rock climbing and hiking as a casual hobby, and worked on my feet 9 hours a day naturally. This kept me physically fit without even thinking about it. Rock climbing and hiking are workouts. Go to work on bike or have a sport for a hobby. Bike commuting, yes. Whether you want to gain or lose weight, this is an important lesson to learn. Unless they're tracking every single thing, almost no one is really giving you a completely accurate picture of how much they eat. Skinny folks who don't work out are almost invariably overstating their intake unless they have some fairly unusual medical conditions, and heavier folks who aren't specifically trying to put on muscle mass are often understating. Other than that, some people walk or bike a lot more for transit or have physically demanding jobs or hobbies. Your first point has been shown experimentally so many times it is tragicomical that most people want to believe in magical metabolism or the catch-all genetics. People in the same family tend to have the same weight issues because they learn to eat the same kind of things in the same amounts. Physical job. As a baker, staying shape is easy, believe it or not. Cut out sugar and walk every day. I live in France. Going to the gym and lifting is very uncommon. Everyone just walks everywhere. That, coupled with healthy non-processed and smaller meals, really makes a difference in your fitness. Good diet and a physical job. With several thousand years of humanity being physically fit before sedentary lifestyles and high abundance diets started making us fat. Play sports. Genetics and diet mostly, also passive activity like walking places really adds up to keeping fit. Ditch the car and walk or bike for transportation. Saves money and carbon emissions too. Mostly eating habits. When you are younger, it is easier to look fit, especially if you won the genetic lottery and have a fast metabolism. I ate whatever I wanted and was the same exact weight for my 20s and 30s. Near the end of my 30s have a bout of depression and gained weight. Haven't been able to get back to my pre-40s weight and feel my body morphed a bit too. It was only 15 pounds, but being petite, it really shows. So many factors add into what may look to be in shape, but many people just have genetics that make them fit the current social mold of what is considered fit. Fucked metabolism by way of cortisol deficiency. I have been around 160 pounds since pretty much the day I turned 16, so for the last 35 years I have never had to worry about my weight. I could eat as much or as little of whatever I wanted, no exercise. In fact, I lived quite a sedentary lifestyle. Then one day I turned 50 and discovered my body doesn't produce enough cortisol, the treatment for which is hydrocortisone, which unfucked my metabolism. I gained 40 pounds in 3 months, had to change my diet, start exercising, etc. Although I should clarify I was thin, but I was very much not in shape. Is this what causes weight gain in middle age? I thought it was just metabolism slowing because less activity, but this about cortisol is enlightening. Diet will do a lot, generics will do a lot. Consider the swimmer's body fallacy. Not everyone is built the same. If by fit you mean thin and they just eat healthy and do lot of cardio during work. I lost like 10 kg weight recently. All because my workplace is very big and most of the times I have to walk for over an hour daily. If by fit you mean muscular, then some people are just gifted. I had a friend who was ripped, had visible abs without ever going to gym. He used to say he looked good enough. He don't need gym. Haven't seen him in like 8 years. I wonder if age has finally caught up to him or he is still jacked. Genetics. Yep, I didn't have to do any exercise till my 40s. Lean, pure muscle and ate whatever I wanted. I was an active person, but not active enough to explain my body type. All my kids are the same way and they are seriously lazy. Round is a shape. They say I have the body of a god. Too bad it's Buddha.